It's 3 a.m. Your eyes open, no alarm, no sound, just a sudden, silent awakening. The room is dark, the world is still, and yet you feel something, a presence, a pulse, a whisper that doesn't speak with words, but with knowing. Why does this keep happening? Why 3 a.m.? Is it a coincidence? Or is someone, trying to reach you? Throughout time, the hours between 3 and 4 a.m. have been called many things. The witching hour, the hour of the soul, the veil between worlds. But to those who walk the spiritual path, it's often something else entirely. A sacred knock, a divine tap on the shoulder, a message, or a warning. In the silence of night, when the mind is still and the ego is quiet, the soul speaks louder, and sometimes, so does something greater. Some call it God, some call it intuition, some feel angels, others, shadows. But one thing is certain, when you wake up at 3 a.m. with no reason, there is a reason. In this video, we'll explore what that reason might be. Why so many spiritually sensitive people are being pulled awake at this hour, and what it means for you. Because the veil is thin, and the message is near. Let's begin. So why 3 a.m.? Why do so many awaken at this exact hour? Eyes wide, heart pounding, with a sense that something is happening. Throughout ancient cultures, 3 a.m. was never just a time. It was a threshold, a spiritual gateway. The point where the veil between the seen and unseen becomes thinnest, where time becomes space, and silence becomes a message. In Christianity, it's known as the hour of divine reversal, the opposite of 3 p.m., the time when Christ was believed to have died. In Eastern traditions, 3 to 5 a.m. is linked to the lungs and grief in Chinese medicine, a time when the body releases buried sorrow. In witchcraft and mysticism, it's the hour of the veil, when spirits are most active and dreams are closest to truth. But beyond belief systems, there's something else happening at 3 a.m. Your brainwave state. At this time, your mind is naturally hovering between theta and delta, the gateway between deep sleep and spiritual consciousness. This is when downloads happen, when your higher self can whisper past the mind's defenses, when divine intelligence can reach you, not through fear, but through stillness. So when you wake at 3 a.m., your soul might not be disturbed, it might be activated. That sudden jolt, the pounding heart, the feeling that something's there, it's not always fear. Sometimes it's recognition, a sacred remembering, a subtle invitation to listen, to feel, to become aware. Because in that hour when the world sleeps, you are most awake. Not just physically, but spiritually. And the question becomes, what is trying to speak through the silence? Is it your soul, God, your ancestors, or your shadow, finally surfacing to be seen? In the next part, we'll explore how to discern the difference between a divine message and a spiritual warning, because both can come at 3 a.m., and knowing the difference can change everything. Let's go deeper. So how do you know? Is your 3 a.m. awakening a message or a warning? The answer lies not in the time itself, but in the feeling. Because spirit doesn't always speak with words. It speaks through resonance. So the first thing to ask is, what do you feel when you wake up? Is there peace, curiosity, a sense of presence? Or is there fear, tightness in your chest, a sudden rush of dread? When the divine reaches for you, there is usually a stillness, a warmth. Even if you don't understand it, you feel safe. Your intuition will whisper, something wants to speak to me. But when something unprocessed rises, a memory, a trauma, a shadow long buried, you may feel unsettled. That doesn't mean it's evil. It might just mean it's time to heal. Sometimes, what wakes you at 3 a.m. is your soul saying, It's time to face this. A buried truth, a wound ready to be released, a part of yourself you've long rejected, now asking for your attention. This is not a warning to fear. It's an invitation to remember, to bring the light into your own darkness. And yes, there are times when energies that are not yours try to enter, not to harm, but to distract, to drain, to test your awareness. This is why discernment is key. Ask, is this fear mine or something I've absorbed? Does this energy pull me into confusion or call me into presence? Do I feel smaller or expanded? You have the right to set boundaries, even in the spirit world, especially in the spirit world. If the energy feels off, say no, out loud, with clarity. But if it feels sacred, soft, loving, then sit with it, breathe, open, ask, and the message will come. In the next part, we'll talk about what to do when this happens, how to turn your 3 a.m. awakenings into a practice, a doorway, a sacred space of connection. Because maybe you're not being disturbed. Maybe you're being initiated. Let's go deeper. So now you're awake. It's 3 a.m. and the room is silent. What do? First, don't rush to distract yourself. Don't grab your phone. Don't force yourself back to sleep. Just be still. There's a reason you're awake, and the answer isn't always outside. Sometimes it's in the quiet. Place your hand over your heart. Feel your body. Feel the space around you. And ask softly, out loud or within, who's here with me? What do I need to see? Is there something I've forgotten? Don't expect thunder. Sometimes the message is a whisper, a single word, a memory, a feeling. Let it arise, let it breathe, and then write it down. Keep a journal by your bed, just for this, because 3 a.m. is not just a time, it's a portal, and if you treat it with reverence, it becomes a practice. You can even use it as a spiritual anchor. When you wake, light a candle, say a prayer, sit for 5 minutes in silence, or repeat an affirmation like, I am open to divine guidance. I trust what is being revealed. I am not alone. Each night becomes a dialogue, not random, not frightening, but holy. Because the more you show up, the more the messages come. The more peace you feel, the more grounded you become. And here's the most beautiful part. This quiet time is just for you. No distractions, no expectations, just soul and source together. In the final part, we'll bring it all together. We'll talk about the deeper reason behind this awakening, what it means for your path, your purpose, and the truth you may be finally ready to remember. Let's finish this. So maybe waking up at 3 a.m. isn't a disturbance. Maybe it's a reminder, a sacred invitation to step into a moment that belongs only to you and the divine. No noise, no roles, just presence. Because in the silence of that hour, you hear what the world drowns out. You feel what daylight hides. You remember what the soul never forgot. And maybe that's the point. Maybe the reason you're waking is because something is waking within you, a part of you that's ancient, still, unshaken, wise, a part of you that knows you're not alone in the dark. You are the light within it. And if the message feels unclear, if it still comes in fragments or symbols, that's okay. You're not here to figure it all out at once. You're here to listen, to trust, to follow the thread back to yourself. Because 3 a.m. isn't always a warning. Sometimes it's a whisper from God saying, you're ready now. Come closer. I've been waiting for you. So the next time you wake up in the quiet hours, don't fear it. Feel it. Breathe into it. Let it hold you. Because the veil is thin, and your soul is listening. And maybe, just maybe, so is God. If this message touched something deep inside you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who also wakes in the night, wondering if they're alone. They're not, and neither are you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for remembering.